Gabrielle, welcome to the Women in Music show on Gorgeous FM.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Congratulations, by the way, on having a #2 album in the midweeks.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's kind of crazy exciting, but whatever will happen, I'll own that #2 for the midweek, wherever it goes after that.
Well, let's hope for a #1, because this album is really spectacular. I feel like your voice is just like a big warm hug.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That's amazing. Thank you.
Feels like a warm musical hug. I just feel like I'm being comforted,
Oh, now that makes me feel worthy, you know what I mean? Because it's nice that if people associate my voice with warm hugs at a time when we're lacking hugs, especially those of us who can't get to see our loved ones. I was in lockdown. I'm in lockdown with my kids, so I get to hug them loads. But for all those people, so yeah, that's warm. Thank you. That's making me feel warm for you to say that.
Oh, that's good. And I think we all need a bit of that at the moment, don't we? Because it's
you're absolutely right.
It's interesting times. But can you talk to me about the process of making this album? Because I hear that it was actually started before you went on The Masked Singer.
Yeah, I'd started writing it and recording material for a new album. It was not going to be a covers album. And so the album that you hear now was actually inspired by The Masked Singer, because it's an album of 10 covers and 2 brand new songs, and so it's a mashup of the fact that I started writing, hence you got 2 brand new songs in the album, but by the time I'd finished recording the show, I'd had so much fun with the songs that I'd picked, Harry Styles and Falling, and Billie Eilish. I'm a huge fan of both of them. Rihanna, then there was Smile, and then there's Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, and I'm mentioning the whole songs, and then it was one of those things that by the time I'd ended my time on the show had ended, it was a case of, it's a no-brainer. My manager was like, you sounded pretty good, those songs are great, how about it? Then there was my TV plugger, Laura Nona, and it was she was like, it would be a great idea. And even Lauren Fleet from The Masked Singer herself, who books all the acts and stuff, everybody was mentioning it, and at the end I was like, it's a no-brainer. I'm loving the songs. I'm so excited about the prospect of recording them. And then by the time I went into the studio and started recording them, it was a case of, okay, so you've chosen those 5 songs, what about choosing a further 5 songs that of your choice that you love, to complete it? And hence why Sam Cooke's Bring It On Home, Killing Me Softly, The Bird of Flack, Tina Turner's Proud Mary, all those songs. I can't believe just all the songs that I chose. I was having so much fun with, Womack and Womack and Teardrops. These songs came about because of the fact, aside from the Masked Singer songs, by the way, these are songs that I love performing. I've performed Teardrops on my own as part of my own set list and had so much fun with it that it was just a given that I would record it for a record. Proud Mary, I'd been singing that years ago as part of my set. So it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm these songs that I've loved doing, I now get to put them on record. And it's scary because you're scared of the pushback of people saying, how dare you have a cheek to approach these songs? They're not yours. You'll never be as good. And that's my own insecurity. And so my disclaimer is I'm putting it out there that I'm just Gabrielle. I sing songs a particular way, but it's paying homage, homage to these amazing songs and just doing it my way and having fun. So that's what it is. And if people are enjoying it as much as I've been enjoying it, then that's a bonus. So that's how it came about. But it was, what a mashup between these modern contemporary songs and these old classics. But I like to think it works, and I've had a lot of fun with them. And then throwing in the 2 new ones that I've got. This album, this is what we have today, and I'm excited by it.
Yeah, I'm so excited by it as well, and I think that the choices of songs are just really great. And I'm interested in knowing, have you had any feedback from the actual artists who wrote these songs? Like, have they approved?
Put it this way, it's really crazy because when I was singing, Falling and Billie Eilish's Everything I Wanted, there are people who were commenting, and I was expecting a lot more negative commentary, and people have been amazing. And the thing is, those songs in their existing format are spectacular. Billie's voice is incredible. Harry Styles, the first time I saw that was when he was performing it for the Brit Awards. I was blown away. I mean, I love him anyway. And so, you know, those two, I mean, obviously there's Rihanna and there's Fast Car by Tracy Chapman, but for the people that the songs I've covered, I haven't had any feedback, and I'm pretty happy in case they say something that's going to make me cry. But no, you know, everyone's been amazing. I mean, even Fast Car. I mean, I love Fast Car, and I'm a huge fan of Tracy Chapman. She's a queen. I adore her. And then to actually cover the song, and people have been commenting and saying things nice. I'm like, I'm scared that I think if anybody said any of them said anything, I think I'd run just because I'm, oh my God, don't want to offend anyone. But, you know, just putting it out there that the originals are all great. And I've just been having fun with this album. But yeah, and that's why. But no one said anything. But if it's anything bad, don't tell me. I can't take it.
I will keep any of that away from you as well. We must protect Gabrielle at all costs. You know?
Please do.
So you've been in the music industry for a long time, and I don't know whether to say this or not, but you've actually been in the music industry longer than I've been on this earth.
My darling, that's not a surprise, and I'll take that. I'm honoured. The fact that you're even speaking to me, and you're young and youthful, and it's fun for me because I know when people have, I've had youngsters like 20 somethings. I've got my son who's 20 something, and I realized that some of these poor kids were in the back of car seats, you know, and having to be taunted by my music, and they've succumbed. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, I've been around for a long time, and it's lovely that people who are younger and who weren't born when I first, you know, arrived on the music scene, you know, of showing some love. So I'll appreciate that, and I'll take it any which way. So, you know, I'm honoured.
I'm so glad that you took that well, because some people, you know, get a bit offended, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I can't help I'm 22.
No, you're a baby. No, definitely. I'm loving it.
So what are your memories of that time in the 90s and early noughties? Because this is the Women in Music show, and I'm really interested to find out what memories you have of being a woman in music back in that time. What was your experience like?
You know what? It was a great experience. I'm, you know, singer-songwriter. I burst onto the scene not looking at all conventional. You know, I had an eye patch, you know, to cover a lazy eyelid. I had my finger wave short hair, and, you know, so going against the image of how women are supposed, you know, the perception of how we are supposed to be perceived. But no, how we truly are is how we're unique, and how we present ourselves from back then to now is something that I totally embrace. But I know that when I first came out, I think everybody was like, oh my God, you know, what is this? Who is this? But I came, you know, I came in onto the music scene at a time when 4 Non-Blondes were in the charts, you know what I mean? And they are incredible. And, you know, I didn't know until later that there was an association, I think, Pink and one, is it Pink? There's somebody, I don't know if it was Pink, was one of them was managed by Pink, was managed by one the lady from 4 Non-Blondes, but I could be wrong, but I'm sure you know, I'm probably giving you the wrong information, but strong women were in the charts, all I've got to say. So, you know, 4 Non-Blondes, we had the likes of, you know, Tracy Chapman before me, we had Taslyn Archer, we had all these females. So for me to actually come into the music industry, there was a lot of women that I could look around and feel inspired by. There was Desiree, singer-songwriters, and I think that's what I actually love. So at that time, it was a fun time. We had Brit pop, you know, I had all the Brit bands, you know, we had Blur, we had Oasis, and then in the corner we had me, Gabrielle. I just loved, you know, the noughties was a time that I have a lot of fond memories, just because of the fact that's when I first came out to the music scene. And, you know, the memories are just, there's too many memories, and a lot of laughs and a lot of banter about those times. So yeah, you know, only good memories of that time.
Who would you say is your favorite woman in music?
Oh my God, it's hard because there are so many women. I mean, we have to go back to, like, you know, if we're talking, you know, classic women, you know, we've got the soul classics. There was Aretha, but then I'm going back to Barbara Streisand now. I'm going to Barbara Streisand, but then I'm loving, you know, Madonna. But, you know, you know, Kylie, who, you know, she's been going for ages. I'm a pop. You've got to remember, when people talk to me and they're like, oh, Gabrielle Soul Queen, get out of it. I love the soul thing, but I don't believe I truly deserve the crown. I feel I'm still a pop kid at heart. I was an 80s pop 80s pop tart music was my thing. And so, you know, when I'm going across the music scene, there's women who've been around there for a long time. And Tracy Chapman, I love her. But then, like I said, Barbara Streisand, but then we've got Madonna, but then we've got someone like, you know, Janet Jackson in her day. And then we fast forward to people like Adele. I love Adele, you know, to this day. But then we've got Beyonce, but then we've got Pink. I'm naming all the women that I feel are just amazing, phenomenal women. Pink, because she's fierce, she's fearless, and she flies in the face of what you expect her to do. You know, she came out singing these soulful songs, and now she's a complete rock chick, and she probably was always that rock chick. And, you know, in order to probably make it in the music industry, she kind of had to toe the line of being signed to that kind of soul thing that she was, you know. And now it's a case of, you know, I love her. So, you know, there's too many. I can't just say one. There's too many. And, you know, Adele, I love her. Yeah, I should shut up because I could just list the whole catalogue of females. Love them all. Annie Lennox, you know, Lennox. I never say it properly. But yeah, I'll shut up. Women in general, we rule, we rock. We are a force to be reckoned with. And it's like, yeah, and I'm part of that. But I'm putting myself there if no one else will. I'm still here. I'm still standing.
Oh your enthusiasm is infectious, honestly.
I'm a nut job. Ask my kids. I think they've got to knock me away sometimes. I'm like, no. Let me see.
I mean, I must talk about your tour, because I feel like your enthusiasm is so infectious. I want to join you on your tour.
No,
so
course.
Can you talk to me about it?
Please do. Right, my tour, which is not if, it's not maybe, it's when it kicks off in November. That's what I'll be doing. You know, bringing you songs new and old, and, you know, just coming to a place near you or where you're at now, and, you know, just with my band. And it's just about having fun. We've been, you know, during lockdown, crazy times, and I think that everyone, whether you're in music, no matter what you do, whatever office job you do, whatever hospital job you do, everything, we all want to get out there. I mean, the people at hospital, they've been there already, so we have to salute them. But, you know, just to get out and just to be able to enjoy music, enjoy life, have a coffee with your friends, you know, do things, you know, be able to give people a hug. And as long as, you know, we're all safe, and as many of us have had the COVID vaccine, because of the fact that not everyone's going to want it, but we just got to do things to make us safe so we can live our best life. And so my tour, I can't wait to do it. And I can't wait to see people and sing.
So we're going to play Stop Right Now. It's absolute bop. I've been playing this song on the show a few times. So before we play it, can you just explain the story behind it?
Right. The story about this song is basically, it's about two people in a relationship that generally is a loving relationship. But as you know, in relationships, there are ups and downs. And it's a case of taking time out before you say mean things that you will regret, just so you can get back together in the end. Because if you've been in that relationship where you kind of to-ing and fro-ing, but you'll never leave them because you love them. And this is, that's why it's an optimistic song. It's about, you know, I love you, I hate you, but I couldn't be without you. And that's how Stop Right Now was born. Yes. So yes, we won't talk about my private life here, but I lived it. I've lived it, as many of us have. And this song was born. I hope everyone enjoys it.
Well, it's an absolute bop, and I'm super excited to play it. But to finish us off, could you, in true radio style, introduce Stop Right Now for the airwaves?
Okay, cool. Well, hi, I'm Gabrielle, and you're listening to my new single, Stop Right Now. Enjoy.